Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. As you may well know, the Antaeus Wards were available courtesy of Xur this past week. The last time Xur, to my knowledge, will be offering set rolls. I think from here on out, Xur will be offering random rolls on these exotics, which actually gives him some utility, sort of replaces the glass needles mechanic that we had in Destiny 1, which is something that we've been needing in Destiny 2. So it'll be nice. It'll be a nice change, but that's a little off the beaten path. What I really want to talk about in this video is the Antaeus Wards themselves. It was the one Forsaken exotic that has evaded me. It's the only Forsaken exotic I had to end up buying from Xur. I bought this and it completed my collection. Now I've been mentally preparing myself to get these things for so long, because ever since I saw the exotic trailer, I wanted these. This looked like something a player like me would really love, right? Something that you could do some really niche things with, and it would go against the grain. It would be very situational, but when they worked, man, would they be cool. That's sort of what I had in mind for these things. Are they secretly OP? Is there something about the Antaeus Wards that just makes them a wonderful unsung hero of the Crucible? Abso-freaking-lutely not. I was so dramatically disappointed in these things, and I know for a fact there are some content creators out there who will say, man, these things are awesome, man, they do some really cool stuff. Do they actually end up using them? No. They used them for their video, they posted their video, they said they were amazing, and now they don't use them. There's probably one or two exceptions. I mean, Cool Guy still uses these things and posts clips pretty regularly, and he does some cool stuff with them. Sure. For the most part, people don't use this thing. Why don't they use them? Because they're bad. They're just bad. Yes, there are times where they do something cool. There's times where, it'll save you in an instance where you were about to get sniped, but you slid into the lane, and instead you took 50 damage instead of, 250 to the head, what you would have taken, right? There are times where it saves your life sliding into a shotgunner who dumps his Dustrock Blues into your reflector shields, and then you're able to kill him. There are times when that stuff happens, but it doesn't happen often enough. In fact, Antaeus Wards are probably, by the looks of things, probably bugged, because there are times where you will actually reflect the damage, whatever the projectile is, you'll reflect it back at yourself and take additional damage. Because here's how Antaeus works, by the way. If you're not familiar with them, here's how they work. When you slide and projectiles are coming into you, right, you don't reflect them back and take no damage. That's not what they do. You still absorb some of the damage, so you still take that damage, but you also reflect the projectiles back. So you don't just negate all the damage. That's not how they work. You still get hurt by the things. But what happens is sometimes, for example, let me show you this Graviton Lance clip. I'm sliding into a guy who's using a Graviton Lance. Graviton Lance, at best, requires 3 bursts to kill somebody, right? You can't 2-tap with a Graviton Lance. It takes 3 bursts to kill somebody. He hits me with 1 burst. Now I slide into the second burst. Okay? Now I take reduced damage to his second burst, but instead of reflecting his 2 bullets from the Graviton Lance back at him, I reflect them back, presumably just back up into my crotch, okay? And then I take the full damage of that second burst on top of the damage that I took from reflecting them. So I basically buff his Graviton Lance, because instead of him requiring 3 bursts to kill me, my exotic made it so that he could 2 burst me. I took extra damage because of my exotic armor. And you might say, that's funny and also situational. That doesn't happen very much, does it? Ha! Well, I can tell you it happens basically every game. Every freaking game. And it says, Misadventure. You died to Misadventure. No, I died to this exotic being a steaming pile of crap. That's what I died to. So here's the thing. Antaeus Wards, in theory, on paper, they sound really freaking cool, right? But practically how they play out, not that good. Not good at all, guys. They activate so late. Sometimes you'll slide into something to try and react to what you see, right? You'll see somebody about to basically throw a projectile your way, whether it's a gun, a rocket, a super projectile of some kind of, maybe a hammer or a Dawnblade sword. And you'll see it and you'll react to it. But guess what? Even though you're sliding, the reflector shields don't come up until halfway. Sometimes it's not consistent. Sometimes after you've actually finished the slide animation is when it will register your reflector shields. And so, like, your exotic is completely useless. You just slid into a projectile, opened your mouth and said, yes, I would love to eat that sword. That sounds delicious. And you die to it. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Now, on top of that, it's so inaccurate. Let me show you this golden gun clip. I slide into a guy using his Goldie, and what I'm hoping for here is YouTube gold. I'm thinking, this is my freaking moment. I'm sliding into this golden gun user, and he's going to end up shooting, and it's going to reflect that golden gun shot off of my feet and back into his mouth, and it's going to be epic. What actually happens is I slide, and he unleashes all heck with his golden gun. He just pulls the trigger, and he's shooting all 6 shots. And I basically just turn into a human disco ball that self-destructs because the golden gun shots are just ricocheting off into God knows where. Look, I am a light show. And I'd still die. I mean, I'm still taking damage to these golden gun shots. And even though he shoots all 6 into me, guys, all 6. You can count the laser beams coming off of my boots. All 6. They don't go anywhere near this dude. I put 6 holes into the moon. You know, it's just stupid. They don't work, guys. Every now and then you will do something cool, yes. In my course of, 7 hours that I played with these things since I got them, 7 raw hours of gameplay, just me sliding into crap with these things. I did a couple of cool things. I reflected a handheld supernova back into a guy's face and I killed him with his own nova. That was pretty cool. You know, I reflected a Telesto. I reflected some bullets back into people. I reflected a Jotun shot back into a guy. That was pretty cool. It reflected his Jotun shot right back at him. I got a fusion rifle kill with his fusion rifle. That was neat. I slid into a Wardcliffe coil and I reflected the Wardcliffe coil shot back at the user and killed him. Guess what? I died too. It's like Wardcliffe coil is Wardcliffe coil. It kills whatever it shoots at. So yeah, I died, but at least I took him with me. I was like giving him the bird as I died. Like, fine, I'm taking you with me. But guys, it's not worth the trade-off. I can't recommend you use these over anything else. There were so many other exotics that just make much more sense, that are actually practical, that don't actually get you killed faster half the time you're using them. There's no other exotic piece of armor in the game that kills you faster, the user. It's kind of ridiculous. I just thought this was really poetic. It's the Destiny problem right now. The problem is you die to Misadventure using these things. And that's the story right now. You try to be adventurous. You try to do something off the beaten path. Try to do something a little off meta. And what happens? You get screwed over for doing it. And that's so unfortunate. Back in D1, I mean, we had metas. We sure did. But you could get by using offbeat things, right? And you could create your own playstyles and just do something that was honestly pretty cool, even in the face of a full team using quote unquote meta things. You could do some cool stuff. And Destiny 2 is just so unforgiving right now. We've been in the same meta for we're on our 3rd season of the same meta. And we know there's been some personnel changes on the Crucible team with Josh Hamrick being gone, and Wisniewski as well. Nusk. These are some pretty paramount people on the team that are no longer on the team. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know. I don't have that insider info. Like, oh, I know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't have a clue, guys. I don't know what that means, but it does obviously mean that, things are happening behind the scenes with the Crucible team, with the direction of the Crucible. And I think that might speak to why we've been in the same season with some only minor changes here and there along the way for 3 seasons. It's the same meta. I don't know. I'm ready for something to be shaken up, personally. These Antaeus Wards, they speak to the Destiny problem right now. You die to Misadventure. You try and do something offbeat, you get punished for it. And I really hope that changes soon, because to me, the spirit of Destiny in Destiny 1 was being able to mix and match all these different things to create these really fun play styles. And a lot of different content creators were known for their unique spin, right? Their unique way to play the game. And you can do some offbeat things in Destiny 2, but it's a lot harder. It really is. So I don't blame the player for using the meta right now when they're playing against the meta all the time. Your spirit gets broken, and if you want to play and have fun and win games, sometimes you have to play the meta. I get that. So I hope things change on their end sooner than later. Well, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope that you got some enjoyment out of the gameplay and out of the commentary. Let me know what you think about these and what you think about the quote-unquote Destiny problem that I spoke about in this video. Please, in the comment section, I do read those comments, so I'd love to interact with those comments, read them, think about them, ponder what they mean. And thanks again for watching. I hope to catch y'all in the Crucible.